So we're going to move on to our March Madness tournament, and this is the second year that we're doing this, so it's officially tradition here on Empire State of Baseball. Last year, our March Madness tournament consisted of the best baseball films of all time, and if you want to go check out those episodes, go on over to YouTube. Go check out, I think, around the episode 5-ish, 6-ish area. We talked about baseball movies. It was a lot of fun. So this year, we brought it back a little bit to reality, and funny enough, to recent controversy with all the madness. See what I did there? With baseball jerseys and Nike Fanatics, that we are going to conduct the best MLB jerseys in the game bracket. Now, the toughest part about doing this whole thing was that we couldn't just select the jersey per team, because honestly, there are a couple of jerseys on each team that are pretty solid. So I think it would have been easier for us just to go through each team's suite of jerseys. As Corey had mentioned earlier in the intro, the Mets and Yankees get a bye. I don't make the rules, so blame Corey.
That was my idea. We had to give two teams buys, so we chose.
So we had to give two teams buys, get everybody in. So thank you, Thomas, for that.
We wanted the Mets to feel like winners this year, so we felt we had to give them a buy into the second round.
Of course. Also, but we can't obviously. We'll get into the Mets and Yankees next week.
Shout out to Rich before we start. Of all the graphics that you see, Rich put together for all 30 teams.
Quick question also,
as
we go through this, are we just rating jerseys? Are we including pants? Are we including hats?
So I should have did hats too, I guess, but I would stick with the jersey for now. I mean, if you need to incorporate the hat into your decision, go for it. If you need to incorporate the see-through pants into your decision, go for it. I'm just looking at the jersey, and in my sick head, I'm not thinking about how Nike and Fanatics ruined the current jersey. So I'm thinking about the $137 jersey that's still up on MLB shop for each of these teams. I need the best image of these jerseys at best. But yes, as Joe mentioned, thank you so much for that. I really do appreciate it. We're going to have the visuals up there for you guys to see. So we're going to kick things off with the American League side of the house. We got Astros, Rays, and here we go. We'll start it off. We got the Houston Astros. And remember, a few of these teams, most of these teams actually do have a City Connect Series jersey. A few haven't been released yet. And still only the New York Yankees and the Oakland A's are without City Connects. So we got the Astros here. And then we have the Tampa Bay Rays. Two teams that have given the Yankees nightmares over the last few years. But Corey, Faz, we'll start with you. We'll go Corey, Joe, Tom, me, and then the tiebreaker will be this chat. So what do you got, Corey?
I'll tell you what, I really like that powder blue in the background there with the Rays. I love the old school Devil Rays ones. Unfortunately, we don't really get to see that one with the actual Ray on the jersey. But
don't we get that occasionally still? Doesn't that come out?
Once in a blue moon, you get that throwback one with the actual Devil Ray.
It's hiding. It's in there.
I'm going to give the vote here to the Rays.
Yeah, I actually like the Astros. That first of all, that City Connect one I think is awesome. I love that Space City. Listen, I agree with Corey. The powder blue is by far the best Rays one. I think the powder blue and the navy with the powder blue stripes on it is by far the best. I just think the Rays are I think they're both a little plain. I think the Astros are kind of out there. And they got that jersey with the side colors on it. That's throwback to kind of that 80s style. So I like the Astros on this one.
I think I think if Houston had the actual old Houston Astros jerseys, where
the brown one?
No, not the brown one. Like the big
the J.R. Richard one.
Kind of like how the alternate, they have the side, but that was kind of like it was bigger on it. I might give them the edge. I think that Rays that they do occasionally, that old Devil Ray one, and then they wear the old hats. I think that's the best jersey out of all the jerseys here. So I will give my vote to the Tampa Bay Rays.
Okay, so I actually am kind of with you, Tom, on the old Astros jersey. I think if we were still talking about those National League Astros, I think it'd be up there. The Astros do get an advantage having that Space City Connect jersey. It's definitely one of the better City Connect jerseys we have. But I'm not going to penalize Tampa Bay so much. I think for the collection of jerseys Tampa has, I think that's where my vote's going to go. So I'm also going to go with the Tampa Bay Rays. Yeah, we knock out the Astros in the first round. Finally, somebody did it. Somebody knocked out the Astros in the first round, and it was us here on the show.
You short little bitch.
There you go. Yeah, it's a kid show. All right, next up, we got the Oakland Athletics, and then we have the Baltimore Orioles. Ori from the top.
This is such a tough one because I do actually like both, but I'm going to give one to Oakland. And listen, they're not going to be Oakland much longer, but something about that athletic, the A's, I think it's very classic. I'm going to go with the Athletics, and this might be one of the last years we see Oakland on that shirt, but I'm going to go with the Oakland A's.
Yeah, I mean, the tough thing here is the Oakland A's have that classic uniform that you feel is a throwback to the beginning days of baseball uniforms anyway. But the Baltimore has that logo, that bird logo that is just such a great logo. I'll give the edge to Oakland. I love the little elephant on some of the alternate on the sleeves. I'll give the edge to the A's. We'll give the A's a win for once. But Baltimore is a great jersey. This was a tough matchup for them.
I think it's a tough matchup too, and I hate seeing these two teams in the first round because they also have some unique colors, right? There's not a ton of orange. You just see some with Houston, and then really what Oakland has going, especially with that more the Kelly green, like the lighter green jersey. I do like that a lot. The elephant is also cool. I think I don't know if they occasionally still throw out the yellow jersey, but that could be fun. Everyone knows I love the birds, but I'm going with Oakland here.
Wow.
I just, again, it's like, how good is your good? And I think that green Oakland jersey is as good as any of the other jerseys that we've up there.
It's such a class.
So different. There's no other jersey like that green.
That green is
tops.
It's like when the Jets and the Eagles came back with those green jerseys this year. You're like, God, why would you use such an ugly green for the last 2 decades?
It's baseball green.
Yeah.
You think baseball green.
Brad, my guy Bojo, this is a revelation for me. I only known you as Bojo, sir, but Bojo, also known as Brad, also known as Bojo, give some love to the Kansas City A's, blast from the past. So, the Kansas City A's I actually think I have this screwed up. The Kansas City A's were tied to Oakland, or are they tied to Philly? I think it was some kind of
all the same franchise. It's all the same
franchise. Okay.
Started in Philly.
Philly's never spawned from what the Philadelphia. Okay, gotcha.
After they left. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
The Athletics have been the Athletics the whole time, just a different city.
Next up, it's a Central Division matchup. We have the Minnesota Twins, which is a rather new jersey suite there for Minnesota, and then we have the Chicago White Sox. White Sox also have the City Connect jersey as well, the South Side one. They also have still that old school Sox. I'm thinking like Harold Baines, White Sox right there, Carlton Fisk. But Corey Faz, what are we thinking here between these two AL Central teams?
I will say, of the matchups we had so far, I think this is the least exciting, at least from my standpoint in voting. But I'm going to give it to the South Side here. I'm going to go Chicago. Something about just keeping it black and white, keeping it basic. I'm going to give the edge to the White Sox here.
Yeah, I agree with Corey. Those black uniforms, that back one with those black uniforms with the big white socks on it, like that is a classic jersey. I think the Twins have never been able to really figure out their jerseys where you got something that you said, man, that's exactly what the Minnesota Twins should be. They're kind of basic, and I'd like to see more enthusiasm, more different, more trim on their jerseys, just something to get a little bit more excited. I know Minnesota's not that excited, but I gotta go with the White Sox here.
I'm gonna go the other way here. I am gonna go with Minnesota. We're gonna see some trends with my voting as we go on here. Some things that we're gonna see now and things we'll see later. I'm a sucker for a cream jersey, and that cream Twin Cities jersey,
cream Thomas,
the cream jersey it does it for me. It's such a cool look. It makes it look old, but it's still but with like new design at the Twin Cities. I think that's pretty cool. That new road uniform has like the pinstripes, kind of like how they used to do it back in the in the late 90s, early 2000s. So I do like that. I'm going to give some love to the Twins here. I just don't understand how a AL Central team is supposed to win a playoff matchup. I didn't think they were allowed to do that, but we'll kick it to Rich for the potential tiebreaker, or if we'll go to
Yeah, so like I mentioned before, if there is a tiebreak scenario, we will throw it to the chat and we'll get the general popular vote between the two jerseys. But we are not going to throw it to the chat. I'm going to go with the White Sox. I love the White Sox induction of the retro jersey into their mix. There's not a lot of teams you'll see here on the board over the next few minutes that don't have a retro jersey there. We just talked about Tampa having theirs. The White Sox are one, and I'm a sucker for having those throwback jerseys as an alternate. They do have that nice City Connect jersey, even though it's basically the inverse of the White Sox jersey with Southside going across the front. And Tom, to your pleasure and enjoyment, there are going to be plenty of creamy jerseys on the rest of this draft. Hold your cream.
A good creamy jersey.
Hold your cream. All right, so we're going to move on to the next portion of this, and we have another AL Central team, the Detroit Tigers. All boring, only home and a gray. Not the only team to have this mix. Not the only team that has this mix in the American League. And then we have the Angels. And the Angels with that creamy City Connect jersey. They have the pale white, the red. What do we got going on? I already think I know where Tom is voting. But Corey, what do you got?
Listen, I'm going with the Angels here. They may not put out a consistent winner on the field, but I always love their jerseys. I love the colors. I'm going with the Angels.
Yeah, I mean that white Detroit jersey with that D is such a classic. But when you talk about low effort, the Detroit away jersey is the definition of low effort. Now the Angels are low effort because they just use angels across every single one, but with the halo. But I love that halo look. I love that solid red jersey with the gray stripes. Like that. That's a great jersey. I wish they wear that more often. So I'll go with the Angels in this matchup just because half of Detroit's portfolio is just as low effort as you can get.
That's what I'm saying, Chris. We're talking about cream. We're talking about D's. Like what kind of, this is going to be a TV 14 rating by the time this show's over.
Here's the deal here, guys. We got 6 jerseys that we're voting on here, and 5 of them are absolute garbage jerseys, and then you got one creamy boy that is looking mighty fine. The Angels, honestly, it's a travesty the Angels are even getting to the second round because the rest of the jerseys are so low effort and so bad. But the cream, the Angels that going like that 70s vibe, that had those cool like surf pictures. I know when they came out with them. It's a good look.
I didn't get the City Connect for the Angels because I don't know. Were they connecting to heaven? Like, was that the City Connect that they were trying to go for there?
It was like 70s surfer.
They should have done that.
Southern California.
Lazy job. It is nice.
Yeah, because it wouldn't have been controversial at all to have, like God on your jersey. That would have been a real good
There's literally a movie, Angels in the Outfield. It's literally.
I'm right there with him. Should have connected more to
a crucifix
to Donald Glover.
Named after
put the Jesus patch from Jay and Silent Bob on the screen.
Quick Blake Snell note. It's a useless Blake Snell note, but Phillies reportedly have not seriously discussed Blake Snell, according to false reports.
That doesn't make sense with the 2 pictures at the top.
Anyway. All right. Well, anyway, Zach Wheeler extended for them. So next matchup here, we got the Toronto Blue Jays, another pale blue in the mix there, and then we got the Cleveland Guardians, another recent jersey team name reframe. I have a whole rant on the Guardians thing, and not for the reasons you think, but Corey Fabs, go for it. What do you got, Toronto or Cleveland?
That'd be our first sweep.
Yeah, I'm actually going with the Blue Jays here. I like the powder blues. I like the solid blue. The white one's all right too. I mean, if we're going back to the late 90s, and again, not for any racist reasons, but you get the Chief Wahoo, you get that classic Indians jersey, then it might be a different conversation. But
it's the same jersey as these jerseys. It's just that Indians.
I agree.
It doesn't have the mascot on the side.
It's boring now. It feels like
it's boring.
Very
it's
boring.
Basic. Listen, I get it. I get why they changed the name and all that stuff. Regardless, but those wild thing Indians, Major League Indians jerseys were the best. Yeah. This one, you know what I love about this matchup? The powder blues, baby.
Oh yes, of course, the powder blues.
Blue, those powder baby blues, man. I love that jersey. That's a Blue Jays win for me. I think those win.
It's definitely the Blue Jays. Cleveland really dropped the ball by going with Guardians. The Cleveland Spiders was out there. which would have been fun. It could have been
Oh,
cool.
I'm with you.
You could have done something interesting.
Could have had a cool mascot.
Could have had a cool mascot.
Yeah.
You could have done some like
So many
really
better
fun
ways to
stuff
go.
to do with
Spider-Man logo.
spiders.
All
And then they
facts.
just, I know there's the bridge and like whatever, I don't care.
Could have done
the
the
Guardians
webbing-
jerseys
webbing
are
effect.
bad.
There is an opportunity for them to completely rebrand, completely go with different colors here, and they just copy
exactly.
what they
There's
had,
so
change
many
the
red,
fonts,
white, and-
lazy
so
job.
many red, white, and blue teams already. Exactly. Like you could have done something different, but they just
And they're all solid colors. It's the same jersey, just in a different.
It's awful. It's awful.
Get that off my screen. Get off my screen.
Shout out to the Blue Jays for winning, and shout out to Josh Donaldson. Great career, great Yankee retiring today. All right, next we
No one
have
pimped a single like
we
Josh
have
Donaldson.
the Texas Rangers. Again, more new jerseys, another pale blue, another City Connect in the mix, and the Seattle Mariners. This is a heavyweight fight.
There's a barn burner.
This is a heavyweight
This is
fight.
the first creamy boy to go down.
I'll tell you what, it's a heavyweight fight, and I'm a little bit with Joe there with the powder blues, but I tell you what, I'm going Seattle. I'm going hard Seattle Mariners on this one.
Seattle's done a great job keeping basically the same look for the last 2 decades and just making it look sharp. You know what I'm saying? They got that teal color that's unique.
Yeah.
Listen, I love that Rangers white jersey, that with the Texas flag, and like that screams Texas. And it's a great jersey. It's a tough matchup. But if you go back to Seattle, that white Seattle jersey is fantastic. And I love that one on the back, which is that navy blue with the gray lettering with the teal outline. That screams to me Ken Griffey Jr. That's why I'm going Seattle.
Yeah, I don't like the white Seattle jersey that much, but yeah, the teal one, the blue, and then the Pilots. Again, it's a unique color scheme for baseball. It's not in Seattle, even with the teal, it is still pretty unique for baseball. I do like what Texas has going on. I know a lot of people gave them some flack for the City Connect jersey, but they actually are a team that seems like they tried with the City Connect. There was a lot of history with the logo in there with former teams in the area. And I think that's what City Connect really should be for. God, I hate to vote against a creamy boy, but I don't like the other Ranger jerseys. And I think the powder blue here is a little overdone. So I'm going to go with Seattle.
It's the worst of the powder blue.
Yeah. I would agree. I go with Seattle. Chris N, again, shout out to the Yankees pod. Give him a follow. I hate the City Connect for Seattle, but they win in a close battle. Chris is a big fan of the old school Mariners jerseys. Well, just the Mariners jerseys in general, because they really haven't changed, as Joe mentioned before. You know, this is the jersey basically Griffey was wearing when he was an active player in the game. All right, so
cutoffs have been dope, but they got rid of cutoffs.
Oh well, that's a whole other topic for another time. We'd love to see the cutoffs make a comeback here in MLB. All right, we got Kansas City as we're wrapping up the American League. We got the Kansas City Royals and the Boston Red Sox. Corey Fabs, what we got?
I think this is a very, very tough matchup, and I know a lot of people might not like me, but I'm going to go with the Red Sox on this one.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the Royals got a lot going for them. They got that powder baby blue on that one, and they're one of the original. I mean, they're one of the teams that should have that powder baby blue. I even love the darker blue with the crown on the side. I think that's great. But the Red Sox are the Red Sox. Those are what the Red Sox jerseys should be: white with the red pinstriping away, red away, white with the red pinstriping for home. Those are great jerseys. They're classic Red Sox. I'm going to go with the Red Sox here.
So if you're keeping score at home, our 2 Mets fans have voted for the Red Sox jersey. Let's see how the Yankee fans vote.
I'm going to say something very brave here. I will stand up for the Boston Red Sox City Connect jersey. People hate it. They say it, but like it's literally the Boston state flag, and then they use the marathon. Like, it makes sense. I know it's like a weird looking color, but like if your City Connect is literally like a connection to your city or to your history as a city or teams and whatnot, I think the Boston City Connect jersey is really nice. Let's go back to give me back to Kansas City.
Yeah, we'll go back to Kansas City. Sorry.
I really like their City Connect. I think it's fun. They got like the fountains with the KC. They got the powder blue.
Oh, is that what that's supposed to be?
Yes, the fountains.
That's supposed to be the fountains? Oh, that's pretty dope. I didn't even realize that.
They need some barbecue, some Kansas City barbecue on here.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm gonna say Royals, and I'm just gonna because I want to put the pressure on Rich, and then if it has to go to the fan vote, I want to put it to the fan vote. But I want to keep it interesting with the Royals.
You know what? We haven't done it yet, and almost for the sake of doing it, let's go to the fan vote. I'm voting for Kansas City as well. I think, again, now that revelation that those are the fountains, I mean, that's pretty freaking dope right there. And I get it. Listen, the Red Sox with the meat, they have such special meaning. It could be the ugliest City Connect jersey, but it's the most meaningful City Connect jersey in all of baseball. So let's see what the chat says. So, chat, it's up to you. Red Sox or Kansas City Royal. We'll look at maybe the first three, and then we'll take it from there.
We're gonna let it rock for a little bit, and then we got
Sox in there.
Yeah, so we got again Kansas City or Boston. Chat, it is up to you. We're waiting on at least a couple of votes here, so it's Kansas City or Boston. And again, like I said, I think Tom, you sketched it out beautifully when it comes to the Red Sox City Connect jersey. I think they nailed exactly what the meaning of City Connect's all about. There's nothing more special for that city than that marathon that runs every year. So absolutely.
I'll tell you what, right now too, we're looking like a 50-50 split for Sox and Royals too.
Let's let the chat work the thing. Let's go on to the NL, and we always can get back to this.
Okay. All right. So chat, we're still waiting on at least. I think at this point we've got one vote. That's
waiting for one vote
or Royals.
Waiting for Maricopa.
We're going with it. Come on, Chris. What we got here? All right. So in the next matchup, as we wait, we got it. Kansas City won the regular jersey and the City Connect. That's 2 votes. Okay.
Sure.
All right. So he sends it in. All right. Kansas City on to the next round. Thank you, Chris. All right. Next up for the National League and kicking off the National League, we have the Milwaukee Brewers. Oh, we're going over time, folks. 9:03. We have the Milwaukee Brewers or the Philadelphia Phillies in a tough matchup here in the first round.
This is the best matchup we have seen so far. It is a travesty. I want to talk to the committee who put these two against each other in the first.
You got two creamy baby blues.
How you doing?
Two creamy boys.
Okay, can I address this real quick? Okay, because I am the committee. I just threw everybody in a name generator, and that's how I pumped out the rounds. It's completely objective. I don't know how you see these when it's completely objective. Beauty's in the beholder. All right, Milwaukee Philly.
Yeah, no, listen, I may be drinking a Miller right now, but I'm gonna give the vote to my hated Phillies. I give the Phillies some props for at least having a decent jersey. So, all right, Philly gets my vote.
Yeah, Philly's got that red pinstriping, which is really unique. And they got that baby blue with the big P on it. That's just classic Philadelphia.
Big P now.
Joe loves the big P and the big D.
Big P, and creamy boys. All right.
What a show.
But the Brewers have a great that dark navy blue is a great one, the cream color. I just don't like their base white home jersey. I'm not a huge fan of it. That Brewers, I think it just I think it's boring.
I mean, the Brewers are definitely a team who doesn't even really use like a base jersey. They really cycle through these. Yeah. They cycle through these a lot. I really like their redesign. They feel like they always come out with some really fun jerseys in Milwaukee, and I hate seeing them go in the first round. But I love how the Phillies have the old school like 80s with it, and again with the baby blue, which I think works here. They do have the creamy boy that they wear on. I think it's Sunday home games. They always wear. I kind of like when teams do that. Like, hey, this is the Sunday. Yeah.
Sunday thread.
Also, just needs to be said, the Phillies batting practice hat, if you haven't seen this year, just has the Fanatic on it, which is fire.
That's pretty cool.
Phenomenal.
Phillies.
Phenomenal. So, all right. So the Phillies are moving on. And yeah, that was a tough one. You had 2 teams there, Tom. You had a pale blue and a creamy boy each side. Both teams had it. That's a tough
creamy boy going home in the first round.
That's a tough one. Tough one for the creamy boys. Tough one for the big P's too. But the big P's move on. All right. So now we have
P's move on. It's good for the big P's. There's a big P. It's bad for the big D.
It's just tough hearing Joe say it on the air when there's probably children watching. So we have the Atlanta Braves, another hated NL East division rival of the Mets, or the Cincinnati Reds.
Oh boy, this is such a tough one too.
How is this tough?
I actually think I like both. I'm gonna give the edge to the Braves though too. I just like that white with the Braves, and they have the darker blue. I'm gonna go with Atlanta here. I hate the team, but I'm gonna go with the Braves.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the Braves. Listen, I love that white Cincinnati uniform, but the other uniforms again are low effort. That I kind of like what they tried to go for the City Connect, but it almost looks like an Arizona City Connect.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
We're going to get to the Serpientes.
If you go back to the Braves, listen, that Braves with the tomahawk, with the way they have those with those stripes.
Yeah, stop saying pinstripe. It's
then the City Connect was an A+. I know it says the A on it, but that was an A+. It's vintage. It's throwback to those Hank Aaron Braves, but while still kind of incorporating that modern look. I love that. So I got the Braves here as well.
My guy Bojo, how about the cutoff Reds? Man, that was a throwback.
The cutoffs would have been. They got rid of. I think like Major League Baseball's kind of got rid of those. So I have another rule that goes with. It's not with the Creamy Boys, but it's a rule. If anyone's a UniWatch follower out there from Twitter and everything,
Joe is
BS, black for black's sake, and the jersey is the worst. If you don't have black, I know the Reds have like kind of like a black outline of their logo. Black is not part of your color. Black, your jersey should not be black, and we'll get to it once we get to the Mets the next round. The City Connect jersey is terrible for the Reds. One, because it's low effort, just says Cincy, and then they just said, "Hey, let's just make a black jersey." It's a bad look. The white jersey is nice. That red jerseys might be the worst jersey.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. We were just talking about the Red Sox probably having the most meaningful City Connect jersey. The Reds might have the least meaningful City Connect jersey. It's lazy. It looks like pajamas to me. So I'm going Atlanta as well. Joe mentioned it beautifully with the throwback to the Hank Aaron Braves. But we move on to the next part.
But that's a nitpick.
It is what it is. All right, next up, the San Diego Padres, which have been through a lot of jersey changes over our lifetime, even as a baseball fan. How many times they've changed their color schemes and all. And speaking of the devil, the Miami Marlins have done the same exact thing as well. So two franchises have no idea what their jersey is going to look like the next season. Corey Faz, what do you got?
I've actually always been a fan of the Padres and getting some of that military color in there. And that really should be the only team sporting the military color. You have the whole Navy base right there in San Diego. It matches their color scheme too. So I'm going to go with the Padres.
Yeah, I mean, the problem with the Padres is I either love half their jerseys or despise half their jerseys. I love the camo. I love the Friar Tuck jerseys. I hate the City Connect jersey. I don't even want to talk about that one. Whereas Miami, I love the City Connect jersey. I actually think that should be a permanent jersey in rotation for Miami. I think the Miami ones are just cleaner. I even like the throwback Marlins jersey for some strange reason.
Yep. That's a great jersey. That Dontrell Willis is a terrible memory for the Yankees in 03. But
I'd love to see the Miami City Connects, which throwbacks to the Cuban leagues and all that stuff, be a permanent fixture in that rotation.
But cool I'm going to go to the Marlins. The crown on it. Yeah. This is tough. I think it is tough. I think, again, City Connect, it's kind of like, it's a bit lazy with San Diego, but like the colors, again, like the 70s, skating, surfing, like it does fit San Diego. It's kind of weird to have like the Friar Tuck in the color scheme. I'm gonna go with Miami. I love that the throwback, the City Connect is cool. It's cool. It's unique. They do have the black for black jersey's sake, so that does kind of hurt them. But a Marlin is like a black fish, so I think I'm willing to give them a pass on that.
And Tom, it is their logo. I mean, you look below, that is their logo. So it's not like Cincinnati that has no black in the logo except maybe the outlining of the C on their hat logo.
Yeah.
Miami, it's the main color of their logo. So where are we at right now? We're 2-1 Miami.
2-1,
I believe.
Yep.
All right, I'm going to make it 3-1. Miami it is, and if it went to the fan vote, Miami would have won anyway. So the Marlins move on to the next round. Now we are going to toss it over to the Colorado Rockies, who have 3 main jerseys plus the City Connect, and the St. Louis Cardinals. Another pale blue, another creamy boy. I think we know where this is going.
Corey Fabs, blue chipper.
I know. I love
City Connect to come this year.
Yeah, I love those Cardinals uniforms, but I tell you what, I love the Rockies purple. I'm going with the Rockies.
No, come on.
This guy loves his purple jerseys.
I love the purple. I think the purple's cool. But the Cardinals, spoiler alert, I think the Cardinals have the best jerseys in baseball. Period.
Woo!
I mean,
that
with the birds, that is
go.
the most classic
There's your blue
baseball
chipper.
look, and they have never changed it. The powder blues
My
were
God.
the OG powder blues. They were sporting powder blues back in the 50s and 40s. That is St. Louis. And they got the cream jerseys in the background. Listen, I credit Colorado for being different. I even like the City Connect jerseys. I know a lot of people, but the grays and the whites are just low effort. I love the purple. I love the City Connect, but the rest is garbage. The Cardinals are across the board. Hit.
To me, this
Rockies
feels
one of
like
my
if we're
favorites.
going March Madness, Colorado is that mid-major who gives a team a real scare in the first round. But at the end of the day,
I love it.
What the Cardinals have going on, that I will agree with Joe. The cream St. Louis jersey is the best jersey in baseball. It might be the best jersey in professional sports. I love that jersey. The way the font of the cardinal bird, it's great. It's the Cardinals.
So I'm going to push the Cardinals as well, and I'm also going to make a note to push the cream jersey to the front for the next graphic next week. The cream jersey is going to come to the front.
The cream rises to the top.
The cream rises to the top. Oh, Macho Man. Oh, yeah. I think I'm going to replace the white base with the creamy top on that one. Nice creamy boy for St. Louis Cardinals. Boy. Yeah. All right. Next, we're going to move on to the Los Angeles Dodgers. Classic mix there with the City Connect, or the Pittsburgh Pirates have a few black and yellow options, making Wiz Khalifa's jersey collection look sick in the closet. But Corey Faz, what do we got here?
I
Dodgers
would vote
Pirates.
for the Pirates 20 times if I could. Pittsburgh Pirates.
Listen, I mean, if there was anyone who can pull off the look of just team name, white jersey, it's the Dodgers. That's their look. That's their patented look that every team in the country wants to do that jersey. The Dodgers are the only ones who can pull that jersey off, and it looks fantastic each way. Listen, I really, really like the Pittsburgh jerseys. I really like the Pittsburgh City Connect jersey. If it had steel, I don't like the PGH. I don't know why. I would have preferred like Steel City or something.
Yeah, Steel City, or even just Pittsburgh. It would have been better. Yeah.
This is so close. Pirates are very underrated, but when you're going up against the classic, the cleanest jersey maybe in professional sports as far as cleanliness, it's got to be for me the Los Angeles Dodgers.
I'm going to be honest. If I could vote for neither of these, I would. I think Pittsburgh, what they got going on, the City Connect is bad. It's the PGH. Like, what are we doing? Like, just it's a horrible effort. I like the yellow, the black jerseys. You know, again, they don't get penalized because it is part of their logo. And the Dodgers are classic. The Dodgers City Connect stinks.
Yeah,
man. I'm gonna give it to Pittsburgh. I'm gonna give it to Pittsburgh. I think the yellow makes them a little different. But I just want whoever, if they're going up against the Cardinals next round, they're just you might as well not even show up. It's like vintage like Kentucky Calipari days. Like, don't even show up to play them the next round. They're gonna blow you out.
So shout out to the chat, because if I would have voted for the Dodgers, the chat would have came in and crushed that. You know what it is, black and yellow, black and yellow. Another tough one. Pittsburgh is underrated, but it's all good. We're not going to the chat. We're going to the Pittsburgh Pirates, baby. Ooh. This is a majestic bad boy right here. A little Andrew McCutcheon action right there.
Jolly Roger.
No one, I mean, listen, if there's a team that's going to lose in the first round and knows how to handle it, it's the Dodgers. So
that's it, baby. That's an upset right there and a half. But I got with the Pirates, and shout out to the boys back in 2011, teaming up for a dozen jerseys, a little bulk order, grabbing it from China straight out the boat. Thank you guys for that. Really appreciate that jersey. Still,
also, they shouldn't be called the Dodgers anymore. It's BS. When they moved to LA, they should have left that. They should have left the Dodgers stuff. They frankly should have left the Dodgers stuff. I'm going off on a rant in New York, and then the Mets should be able to pick it up. It's embarrassing when teams take like a name like that, which is like so ingrained in the city and where it's from, and moved to LA. It's stupid. They should have gotten New Jersey when they moved.
All right, I'm going to make a quick disclaimer before Corey gives his vote on the Nationals jersey. There is clearly a missing jersey in here. It's the road jersey, but for whatever reason, because I know the Nationals have the new road jerseys that are coming out, they haven't released any images of the jersey outside of what the players are wearing. So I couldn't just do it and be inconsistent. So the road jersey is not in the mix right there. But so it's really 3 jerseys in the City Connect, but we got the Nationals, and the City Connect jersey is also going to be discontinued after the season's over. And then you have the Arizona Diamondbacks with their brand new spanking jerseys with that teal piping and outlining of the letters, and the Serpientes of the Connect series. All right, Corey, what we got here? Diamondbacks and Nats.
See, now with the Diamondbacks, I mean, gray and red, I mean, it's one of my favorite color combinations, but the Diamondbacks changed jerseys more than Jamie Moyer changed teams. I mean, it seems like every season they have a new jersey scheme. They had 1 year where they had like 8 jerseys that they introduced at once. And just because of that, also, I give credit. I love the cherry blossoms. I think that might be my favorite of the City Connects. So for those 2 reasons alone, the Washington cherry blossom jersey, that's a perfect way to connect to the city with the March cherry blossoms down there. And the fact that Arizona could not stick to a single scheme for more than two series in a row, I'm going to go with the Washington Nationals.
Yeah, I mean, I genuinely, for the most part, like most of the jerseys that the Diamondbacks release. The problem is the jerseys change every year. I don't have consistency with, like, I really like that red. I like the red with the teal. I think it works for them. I like the Diamondback logo. I even like the City Connect jersey. It's old West, vibes to it. But I think the Nationals have a very classic looking jersey. And I think you're right. The cherry blossoms, I would have liked to see DC or something on there. But I think the cherry blossoms are fantastic. I think that connects and vibes with the city. I think the Nationals just look like what they should be. They look like old uniforms for the Minutemen. You know what I mean? So, like, I'll go with the Nationals. I give the Diamondbacks credit. I give Diamondbacks the credit. A lot of teams.
Wow.
Listen, here's
Jack, get ready.
The Washington, the cherry blossom jersey, I agree. That might be the best, the coolest, one of the coolest.
I don't know why they're discontinuing it.
I love it.
Crazy.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But their regular jerseys are absolutely abhorrent. Low energy, just low everything. The Diamondbacks and I also want to just mention as the president of the Creamy Boy Society, their jersey, their Serpientes or Serpentines, whatever jersey, it's not cream, it's like a desert color. So they're not they're Creamy Boy adjacent. They're not actual Creamy Boys. But I think
the front one's not a Creamy Boy.
It's like the desert. It's different. Listen, I can explain to you later. It's not. It's a sand. It's a desert. Not the same thing.
No. I'm not the Serpientes. The normal Arizona one with the piping. The one to the left of it. Isn't that not a Creamy Boy?
I don't know. Actually, not looking at it, it has a little bit. It's like not full. Listen, it's the Diamondbacks anyway. I think the Diamondbacks do some fun stuff. I like them putting the deal with the name on there. I know. I see what you're saying. It actually might be.
And I will say,
it makes it even better.
I do think, in terms of City Connects, this might be the 1 and 2 matchup in terms of the City Connects.
It might be right there. Yeah. Tom, what was the vote? You got Diamondbacks?
Arizona, yeah.
I'm going Arizona as well. So we're going to the chat, and as of right now, it looks like it's Arizona because Chris with the Diamondback poll here saying the Serpientes is one of the best City Connects so far. Never seen it, and he gave it the vote there. I guess are we chill with that?
We want
to count it down. 5, 4, 3. It's Arizona. Thank you, Michael Pars. Appreciate it, and shout out to Jeff Cohen, the combination of Jeff Wilpon, Steve Cohen, and Mr. Matt. Very nice, excellent. Thank you for joining us for the last matchup. Oh, actually, wait. Yeah, last matchup. This is it. All right, last matchup of the first round. Of course, our Sweet 16 will continue next week. We do have the Chicago Cubbies with their classic jerseys and the Wrigleyville City Connect and the San Francisco Giants, who have a bit of a wider collection. Creamy Boy in their palm, an orange on black, a black on orange, a big G. All right, Corey, Faz, you got a lot to think about here. What do you got? Cubs and Giants.
I mean, to talk about a last matchup of the first round, I mean, you have such a double overtime matchup here. But I'll tell you what, I just have to go with the
double
Cubby.
Overtime with no offense.
I'm going with the Cubby blue. I like it.
Okay.
I actually like the plain white with the stripes and the Cubs logo on the. I like the white one the most. But I'm going to go with the Cubs.
This is so. First of all, I hate the San Francisco City Connect jersey. That
it's bad.
Doesn't do it for me. But you got the cream base home jersey. That's
the OG cream is what they're called.
Yeah,
that's the OG. That's the one of the OG creams. That's Barry. That's Willie. That's everything that is Giants.
It's Barry versus Sammy here. Realistically,
Cubs. I mean, they just got that perfect blue. That when you think baseball blue, that's the blue of baseball. I gotta go with the Cubs by a hair, and I don't love it.
Both City Connect jerseys are trash.
I agree.
They're both just.
I like Wrigleyville better than whatever.
Yeah, but they're both.
We're coming off the cherry blossoms and serpientes to this. I mean,
I don't.
Best do the worst too.
Yeah, someone who likes a unique jersey, just the orange Giant stuff doesn't do it for me. Like that hurts them. The black one's fine. I do have a creamy boy. I'm gonna go with the Cubs. I like that road jersey for some reason. Maybe because it just makes me think of Rookie of the Year. I'm gonna go with Chicago.
Oh, is that it? That was 3-0 Cubs, right?
Both these jerseys are bad.
All right.
You get your opinion, right?
I mean, no, I was going to go with the Chicago Cubs as well. I think it's just a classic look. Obviously, I'm a sucker for a little bit of pinstripe action. That's just me. But yeah, to your point, guys, I think we went from like arguably the best City Connects to the bottom tier of the City Connect jerseys. For me, it was to your point, Joe, it was the creamy original Giants jersey to the Chicago Cubs classic. I'm going with the Cubbies here, though. I always love the Cubbies jersey. And the Cubs, on that note, move to the Sweet 16, which is where we're going to continue our bracket for next week on the show. So if you tune in and expect the whole bracket tonight, we're not going to be here until 1 a.m. That's not going to happen. We're already 20 minutes past what we normally do. But thank you guys all for being a part of our chat and voting.